Into this Travel Tuesday. I didn't know that was a thing. You have Cyber Monday, Travel Tuesday.
Giving Tuesday
Giving
today
Tuesday
as well.
So while you're searching for travel options, also give back to charities.
For sure. A lot to talk about this morning, but let's get right to John out in the backyard. Much better start to our Tuesday than we saw yesterday.
Yeah, it's quiet. At least we don't have the snow on the roads. Now, tomorrow morning we have a couple more flurries out there, but I'm not seeing anything major. Temperatures are going to be all over the place the next 24 hours. Right now, nice and cool, 13. But like we've been talking about here, very dry commute. Now, there are some changes in the weather department. We have a south wind, which is rare in the past 10 days. First one we've seen in 10 days. South wind is going to warm us up really tomorrow morning, and it's going to be very short-lived. Right now, the wind chill still feel like 1 to -3, so you still got to bundle up here today. Again, prepare for a cooler day. But then as we go into tomorrow morning, it's going to be a little bit interesting. We'll see temperatures warm to 30 potentially in the morning tomorrow. So we're at 26 this afternoon. There's your south wind. Still going to be at around 10 miles per hour. We'll talk about the warm start Wednesday and then the fall during the day in your forecast coming up in a bit. Alicia.
John, thank you. It's pretty quiet out there compared to what we saw yesterday. Again, roads are in much better shape. Just one crash I'm tracking here, 35 east southbound between University Avenue and 94. You see the flashing lights there. Not causing too bad of a slowdown, but something I'll be keeping my eye on.
Turning to our top story here at 6:02. Rescue crews warning people venturing onto frozen lakes after 2 rescues in Woodbury.
Yeah, it all happened within the span of just 6 hours. The first happened on Wilmus Lake yesterday morning, then another just a few miles away on Markgrafs Lake. And that's where Audrey Russo joins us live with the details. Good morning, Audrey.
Good morning, Jason and Alicia. That's right. 3 people needed to be rescued in these 2 incidents, and it really made for a hectic day in this Woodbury neighborhood. So let's talk about the timeline of how this happened. First, at 11:30, the call came in on Wilmus Lake for reports of somebody under the ice. That person was rescued by crews, but then at 4:30, just a couple of hours later, 2 miles away on Markgrafs Lake, another call for an ice rescue came in. This time, crews arrived to the scene to find 2 people needed to be rescued. The first person was rescued in about 15 minutes, but the second person, a teenage boy, was trapped under the ice, so that rescue, police say, took a little bit longer. We know both victims were sent to the hospital, and we spoke to one witness who got emotional describing what she saw because she witnessed these rescues in real time, and she said they were very distressing.
Extremely difficult to watch maybe what happened here, and I hope to God that they're, though whoever they are, is okay.
Now, I've reached out to police within the last hour and a half for more information and an update on how these folks are doing, and I'll be sure to pass that along as soon as I learn of it. Back to you.
All right, Audrey Russo reporting live. Thank you. Up north, police have recovered the body of a 78-year-old man they say fell through the ice in Superior. The Douglas County Sheriff says he went skating on Woodstock Bay just off the St. Louis River Sunday and never made it back home to Duluth. Officials found him yesterday afternoon.
As we head into winter, a reminder of these ice safety recommendations from the DNR. They say to stay off the ice if it's less than 4 inches thick. They recommend 5 to 7 inches for a snowmobile, a foot for a car, and even more for a truck. And if you're putting up your fish house, look for at least 20 inches of ice for that. And they remind everyone that ice is never 100% safe.
This morning, police in Robbinsdale are investigating a shooting that left 1 man dead. Police say they were responding to reports of shots fired around 5 last night near Lowry and Indiana Avenues and found a car crash nearby. They say the man in the driver's seat had been shot and killed. No one was arrested, but police say they think he knew the suspects.
Minneapolis police are investigating a mysterious murder after family members found their loved one's body near Powderhorn Park by following a shared location on their iPhones. The victim has been identified to us by friends and family members as 25-year-old Relasia Wright. Wright's body was discovered Sunday at 12:30 p.m. lying in a driveway across the street from Powderhorn Park. Police say she had been shot. Friends tell us Wright did not have a connection to that neighborhood, and they don't know how she got there.
I thought she was going to the club or something, or she just like something happened, or she accidentally hit her SOS button, because that does happen. So I couldn't get in contact with her, and that was late at night.
Wright's friends say she was well known in the Minneapolis club scene and within the LGBTQ community. No one has been arrested.
The 2025 race for Minneapolis mayor is growing as a Minnesota state senator announces his run against Jacob Frey. Omar Fateh was first elected to the state legislature in 2020 and is the first Somali American elected to the state Senate. Fateh claims Mayor Frey has failed city residents on issues from public safety to housing.
I'm running for mayor to work with you to make Minneapolis the prosperous and welcoming city we know that it can be. Yes. For working people, it's getting harder and harder to build their lives here in Minneapolis, and our mayor and the status quo are failing them.
Now, Mayor Frey's campaign released a statement reading in part, quote, "We welcome Senator Fateh to the mayoral race and look forward to presenting voters with a clear choice between two contrasting visions for the future of Minneapolis."
Right now, a new law is in effect for rideshare drivers' minimum wage, raising the price of Uber and Lyft in the Twin Cities. Governor Walz signed the plan into law back in May, making rideshare drivers entitled to a minimum pay. Drivers will earn at least $1.28 per mile and 31 cents per minute for the time with a passenger in their car. That's about a 14% increase. Customers here say they're willing to ride out the higher rates.
If we want everyone to have like a sustainable wage, it's we're gonna have to pay more for stuff.
It's not the most ideal situation, but I understand like the drivers should be getting paid more than what they're currently paying.
A spokesperson with Uber says, quote, riders in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area can expect to see about a 25% increase in the cost of rides to begin, though pricing is always subject to change.
And now that the biggest holiday shopping days have wrapped up, it's time to give back to your favorite charities for Giving Tuesday, as we mentioned off the top of the show. This morning, we're also getting new numbers on the record-breaking Black Friday we just saw. According to foot traffic data from Placer.ai, in-store traffic surged at Target, 17% compared to last year, while its main competitor Walmart saw 3% fewer people. In-store at Target was the only place you could get a book documenting Taylor Swift's massive Eras tour, as well as some exclusive Wicked merchandise. And Thanksgiving travel living up to the hype nationwide. The TSA saying more than 3 million people went through its checkpoints on Sunday, making it the busiest travel day ever. At MSP, Sunday was the busiest day of the Thanksgiving travel week, with more than 49,000 people going through security. The airport says it's what they expected, but it still didn't break this year's high set during MEA weekend.